All right, welcome to the deep dive. Ready for a unique journey today?
Always.
We're diving deep into the biblical meanings of, well, you guessed it, birth months. This is based on an article a listener sent in
Oh, cool.
called Biblical Meaning Hidden Message of the Month You Were Born In. Pretty intriguing title, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Makes you wonder if there's some kind of secret message encoded, like right there on the calendar, just waiting to be discovered. So have you ever thought about your birth month that way?
I mean, I've heard, astrology stuff.
Yeah, but this is a whole different approach.
Yeah.
Tying each month to specific biblical figures or events,
Right.
to offer potential insights into like who we are and even hints at maybe our purpose in life.
Sounds deep.
It is. Okay, so let's jump right in. The article kicks things off with January, the month of beginnings.
Makes sense.
Right. New year, fresh start, mirroring, as the article puts it, the creation of the world.
Oh, like Genesis.
Exactly. That raw creative energy, particularly the very first day. And get this, it connects this to people born in January,
Oh, wow.
suggesting they might possess those natural leadership qualities, like similar to Adam, the first human.
I like that. Makes you think, huh?
It does. And speaking of powerful figures, the article mentions January 6th, the date associated with the wise men.
Oh, seeking divine truth.
Right. It suggests that those born on this day, they might share that same thirst for knowledge and a deep connection to the spiritual realm.
Interesting. So, each specific day has its own thing going on, too.
It seems like it, yeah. Adding another layer. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on to February. Described as a month of, well, duality.
Duality.
Yeah, it emphasizes both a passionate pursuit of truth, but also, get this, a gentle, understanding nature.
Sounds almost contradictory.
It does, right. But I guess those two qualities, they can coexist, creating like a powerful balance.
Yeah, I see that.
So what biblical figures or events, does the article use to illustrate this?
Well, it points to February 2nd, the date when Jesus was presented at the temple.
Oh, right.
Signifying a life, dedicated to something greater than oneself.
Like serving a higher purpose.
Exactly. The article links this to figures like the prophet Samuel,
Okay.
devoted his life to serving God. But then it brings up Noah's flood.
Noah's flood. But wait, that's March, isn't it?
You're right, it began on March 17th. Huh. It seems like the article is kind of blurring the lines there.
Yeah. Maybe suggesting that February's focus on peacemaking and, building bridges extends into that transformative time of the flood.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. So even amidst the chaos, there's this underlying theme of renewal.
Like starting over.
Yeah, rebuilding, which aligns with February's whole emphasis on harmony. And speaking of renewal, March itself is all about embracing change, discovery,
Yeah, unknown.
venturing into the unknown. Exactly. The article compares those born in March to Abraham,
Oh, yeah, leaving everything behind.
who left his comfortable life, right, to follow God's call, venturing into uncharted territory.
Brave.
And this whole idea of courageous exploration, it's emphasized even more by March 25th, the Annunciation.
When Mary found out about Jesus.
Right. It's fascinating how these specific dates within each month, they add that extra layer to the interpretation.
Yeah, it's like a whole multi-level thing.
It is. So March, a month of bold leaps of faith, trusting your gut.
Maybe even shaking things up a bit.
Yeah. Potentially even challenging the status quo. Now, if March is a leap of faith, April gets into the whole letting go thing, spiritual rebirth,
New beginnings.
Those new beginnings, yeah, that often come after times of big change.
I feel that.
And Easter usually falls in April, so it's not surprising that the article uses a lot of symbolism from Holy Week.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
This month is packed with powerful metaphors, for growth and transformation.
Lots to unpack there.
So much. Let's start with Maundy Thursday, the Last Supper. The article suggests this symbolizes, well, letting go gracefully, understanding that sometimes sacrifice is necessary for renewal.
Like sometimes you got to close one door to open another.
Exactly. Endings can be beginnings in disguise, right?
Right.
And then, of course, there's Good Friday. Focus on finding inner strength when things are tough.
When you're facing adversity.
Yeah. It reminds us that even in those darkest moments, there's always hope. Just like with Jesus.
Resurrection is coming.
The resurrection, right. Okay, then we have Holy Saturday.
Waiting.
The day of waiting, yeah. Holding space for the unknown. The article really emphasizes patience and trust, during those in-between times.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is, but it's important. Knowing that change is happening even if we can't see it yet,
Got to trust the process.
it's a valuable lesson, especially in our world today.
Everything's so instant. Right?
So instant. We need those periods of quiet, of trusting that the seeds we plant, well, they'll bloom eventually.
Yeah, and then boom, Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday, the ultimate celebration, right?
Life conquering death.
Life conquering death and the triumph of hope over despair.
Powerful.
So powerful. Now, what's interesting, the article connects April to Passover, too.
Oh, the Jewish holiday.
The Jewish celebration of liberation. It seems to be weaving together this theme of breaking free from limitations,
I like that.
both internal and external, you know. Okay, shifting gears now to May, which celebrates the beauty and harmony of creation.
Sounds nice.
And personal freedom, too. It's like stepping out into a world, you know, washed clean by April showers. And the article connects May to the story of David and Goliath, specifically May 5th, you know, David's victory.
The underdog.
The underdog, right. Emphasizing courage and faith when facing any challenge, no matter how big.
Inspiring.
So inspiring. It reminds us that we all have that inner strength.
Maybe we don't even realize it.
Maybe we don't. And speaking of powerful forces, the article also mentions Pentecost, which often falls in May. This event is associated with spiritual renewal and the ability to, you know, communicate God's truth.
Seeking truth to power.
So May is not just about appreciating beauty, but also about finding our voice and using it.
Expressing ourselves.
With conviction, yeah. Okay, if May is about expressing ourselves, June shifts the focus to building a strong foundation.
Solid ground.
Solid ground, emphasizing cooperation, balance, a grounded approach.
Like building a house on rock, not sand.
Exactly. Like we're moving from the excitement of spring into the more grounded energy of summer. And to illustrate this, the article uses the parable of the wise man who built his house on the rock, you know?
Right.
It suggests those born in June, they have that same wisdom seeking stability and strength.
In all areas of life.
In all areas, yeah. I like how you're connecting these themes to the seasons, by the way.
Oh, thanks. It just kind of came to me.
It adds another layer of meaning, for sure. And June 24th, that marks the birth of John the Baptist.
The one who prepared the way.
Who dedicated his life to preparing the way for Jesus, guiding others.
Like a mentor.
Like a mentor, exactly. So each month seems to have a purpose woven in.
A calling, almost.
A calling. June, then, isn't just about building, but also about helping others find their path.
Paving the way.
Paving the way. Now, if June is about preparing, July dives into pursuing wisdom and understanding, you know, God's purpose.
Whoa, that's deep.
Intriguing, right? What stands out to you about July's symbolism?
Well, the article picks out July 7th, the 7th, with its connection to the number 7, you know.
Which often represents completeness.
Completeness or spiritual perfection.
Oh, wow.
It says those born on this day, they might have this unique connection to wisdom.
A direct line.
Maybe. And more broadly, July's a month for introspection.
Yeah, looking inward.
Seeking deeper meaning.
Those big questions, right?
The ones that get lost in the everyway.
That we forget about. Okay, so from introspection in July, we move on to August, which is all about transformation, connecting to the sacred.
To finding balance amidst the change.
So we're shifting from that introspective energy into a more active phase.
Action time.
Exactly. And to illustrate this, the article uses the transfiguration of Jesus.
Happened on August 6th.
August 6th, where he revealed his divine glory to the disciples, you know.
Showing his true self.
It symbolizes that spiritual transformation and the ability to see beyond what's right in front of us.
Like deeper meaning.
Deeper meaning.
Yeah.
And the article emphasizes manifesting desires, but also acknowledging, you know, God's role.
Not just our own efforts.
Right, that balance. It's like a dance between free will and divine guidance.
Working together.
A partnership. Okay, now on to September, which is all about finding our place within a larger order. Structure, yeah. Organization planning.
Making and plan.
And the article connects this to God's order in creation, suggesting that September babies might be drawn to purpose and, you know, fulfilling their role.
Like we're all part of a bigger plan.
Exactly. Each playing our part.
Like a giant orchestra.
The symphony of creation. And check this out. September 29th is the Feast of the Archangels.
Michael, Gabriel, Raphael.
Representing divine protection, messaging, and healing.
Wow, a whole team.
A celestial support team. Okay, so if September is about finding our place, October embraces letting go.
Letting go again.
Again, but different. Mirroring the changing season, you know.
Fall.
The falling leaves, shorter days, it's all hinting at introspection and shedding what we don't need.
Making space for the new.
Exactly. The article describes October people as resilient and self-reflective,
Always striving to align with God's will.
embracing the natural cycle of death and rebirth. Endings are just new beginnings in disguise.
Love that.
And speaking of embracing the unseen, November is all about trusting our intuition,
That inner voice.
our spiritual empathy, listening to that quiet guidance within,
It's there if you listen.
developing a deeper understanding of how we're all connected.
And the article says those born in November are often guides,
Guides to God's truth.
helping others find their way.
Beacons of light. And finally, we reach December,
The end of the year.
brimming with symbolism all about hope, salvation, promises fulfilled.
And of course, Jesus' birth.
December holds a special significance for sure. And the article highlights December 25th,
Christmas.
Christmas, suggesting those born on this day might carry a special purpose, reflecting the light and hope brought by Jesus.
Beautiful.
A life infused with divine purpose. And December people, the article says, are generous, service-oriented,
Trusting in God's promises.
trusting in the future. It's a hopeful way to end the year, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Reminds us that even amidst challenges, there's always reason to believe.
Always. Wow, what a journey through the calendar. So, we've explored all 12 months, their biblical connections. What does this mean for you, dear listener? Do any of these themes resonate with your own birth month?
It's fascinating to think about.
Right.
Even if we don't take every detail literally,
Yeah.
it sparks curiosity, taps into that human desire to find meaning, patterns in our lives.
Totally. It's like holding up a mirror, seeing reflections we hadn't noticed before. Like I'm a July baby, and while I don't have a direct line to divine wisdom or anything, the emphasis on introspection, seeking deeper understanding, it does resonate. What about you? Any interpretations particularly striking given your own birth month?
Well, I got to confess, I'm an April baby. And I've always been drawn to transformation, rebirth, the connection to Easter, the symbolism of Holy Week. It's always held a special meaning for me.
Oh, I see that.
Like April offers this reminder to embrace change.
Yeah.
Let go of what's not serving you. Trust in renewal.
It's like a cosmic permission slip to shed old skin, step into a new version of yourself.
Exactly.
Speaking of new versions, as you were reading this article, did any particular themes or patterns stand out to you across all the months?
One thing that struck me was the focus on positive qualities.
Oh, interesting.
Almost every month is associated with strengths, virtues, gifts. Like a reminder we all have something special to offer.
Regardless of when you were born.
Exactly. It's a nice contrast to some personality systems that can feel limiting.
Or even judgmental.
Right. This feels more empowering, like celebrating our potential.
Not about fitting into a box.
No, it's about discovering your unique contributions.
I love that. And beyond individual strength,
Yeah.
there's this recurring theme of our connection to the biblical narrative.
Oh, interesting.
Like our personal stories are woven into this larger tapestry of meaning.
Even something as simple as our birth month
Yeah.
can be seen through a spiritual lens,
Revealing hidden connections.
deeper significance.
It's a beautiful analogy, like those intricate tapestries, every thread, no matter how small,
Contributes to the whole.
contributes to the whole. It invites us to look deeper,
Yeah.
to consider that there might be deeper meanings everywhere.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's a treasure hunt, searching for those gems of wisdom.
And even if we don't find all the answers, the act of searching, it opens us up.
To new possibilities.
Exactly. So, given all we've explored, do you think our birth month can actually reveal our life's purpose? Or is that going too far?
That's a big question.
It is. I don't think it's about a literal blueprint,
Like destiny is set.
Right. It's more a framework for reflection. Symbols, archetypes that spark our imagination.
Guiding us to understand ourselves better.
Yeah,
So not about finding a definitive answer, but asking the right questions.
exactly. It prompts us to think about our inclinations,
Our strengths.
the things that light us up,
No,
and how those might align with a larger purpose.
like a nudge from the universe.
in a certain direction. Offering possibilities, not dictating outcomes.
I like that. And that's where the real value is, right? Encouraging us to take ownership of our lives, explore different paths, trust our intuition.
As we navigate this whole human experience thing.
It's like permission to embrace our individuality, celebrate our strengths and challenges, and recognize that our journey is unfolding perfectly.
Even if we don't always see the big picture.
Beautifully said. And it's about perspective. We can choose to see limitations or possibilities. This exploration, whether we take it literally or metaphorically, it expands our awareness, offers new perspectives.
Helps us embrace the mystery of it all.
The mystery of the human experience. And it's important to remember, this is just one interpretation.
Based on one article.
Right. Countless other traditions, beliefs out there. Explore different perspectives, research other systems, delve into that rich tapestry of human wisdom.
See what speaks to you.
Find what sparks your own sense of wonder and meaning.
And speaking of sparking wonder, what other insights or questions have come up for you during this deep dive? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
We're always fascinated to hear how our listeners connect with these explorations. It's like adding another thread to that tapestry of shared understanding.
You know, one thing that struck me throughout this was the emphasis on service.
Oh, interesting.
Preparing the way for others, being a guide, using our gifts to make the world better.
Contributing to something larger.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like we're invited to consider not just what our birth month reveals about us, but what it inspires us to do.
A call to action.
To move beyond self-exploration into active contribution.
And that contribution can take so many forms.
Big or small.
Grand gestures or simple kindness.
Sharing our talents, listening, being supportive.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected. Our actions ripple outward.
Even small things make a difference. And perhaps that's the most powerful message of all.
It's amazing how birth months, something so simple, can lead to such deep questions.
It really does make you think.
The interconnectedness of it all.
We've been on quite the journey.
Through the whole year, biblical connections.
All those potential meanings.
A true deep dive.
Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
is there a birth month that stands out to you? After all this exploration, I mean.
That's a tough one. Each one is so unique, offering different insights.
But I gotta say, I'm drawn to July.
July.
The seeking wisdom part, understanding God's purpose, exploring knowledge, that really resonates.
It fits you. You're always connecting the dots, those aha moments.
Well, thanks. And your enthusiasm makes it all so fun.
Oh, shucks. I just love these topics, uncovering hidden knowledge. It's like we're all on an adventure together.
We are. And the real adventure is taking these insights and applying them to our own lives.
Right. Our birth month might give us clues, but we choose our own path, ultimately.
Exactly. A journey with endless possibilities.
Embracing our strengths.
Learning from challenges.
Using our gifts to make a difference.
Beautifully said. It reminds us we're not just passengers. We're active participants in life.
Co-creators of our own reality.
And as we wrap up, we invite you, dear listener, to carry these thoughts with you.
Think about your own birth month.
What hidden messages might it hold? What strength, what callings do you see in yourself?
And how can you use those gifts to make a positive impact?
Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep.
Who knows what treasures you'll find? Until next time, keep those questions coming and keep seeking those aha moments.
They make life so rich and rewarding.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.